Good morning, guys. So it's just me. It's actually Tuesday, but I've decided since it's 4 degrees outside and I don't want to go outside and work that the dogs, and look who's here, Bobby. We're going to answer your questions that you had on Saturday because I'm hoping to be able to get into town this afternoon. My friend Carrie's going to come pick me up, and we did get my car down the hill, and it's got its chains on, but we've got a bunch of snow, and so it's kind of trapped in snow, so it's just easier, and then I get to spend time with my friend Carrie. So she's going to take me to the run some errands, go to the post office, and get a shower. I'm so excited for a shower. What I've actually been doing, for those of you that want to know, right now I'm just warming my hands on my coffee cup. Oh, Justin found a toy. I may have to take that from him. Justin, you can't have a toy, bud. What are you doing? You can't have a squeaky. No squeakies. Oh my goodness. Oh, yep. Am I talking to him? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the Q&A that was for last Saturday. And so right now it is December 28th, Tuesday, and I'm going to answer the questions for December 25th's Q&A. So yeah, let's get to it. Let me get a drink of my coffee first. Hot. Hot, hot. Trying to set it where it won't get spilled because, you know, my helpers aren't always helpers. Crazy dogs. So it is no joke cold. But we've been doing really well. This window behind me is iced over. It's frozen. Like I said, we got down to 4 degrees last night, and I think it was 27, but it felt like 11 degrees most of all day yesterday. So let me get on to the Q&A page. This is the one thing during the morning, I actually get really good service, and I can get on my phone and go through your questions and stuff. So that's why I decided to go ahead and do this morning, and then I can get this edited and uploaded. So let me start from maybe I'll just, see if I can get it to load and start from the bottom. Sometimes you have to raise it up in the air to work. So Kim and Kira will be back tomorrow night. So that'll be really good. So here I told you that I got good service on this phone, and now it's not wanting to. So I'm going to start from the top. Glenn asked a question for Kim, which was number of kids and ages. Kim has 2 kids, a boy and a girl. Andrew, I was there for his birth, and I named him wrong. I did not use his dad's name. It's a funny story. I think we've told it before in one of the other Q&As. And then Courtney, who just turned 21. Woohoo! So those are her 2 kids that she has. And let's see. And then Glenn said to take the day off because it's Christmas and I don't need to risk my life in my car. Thank you. I appreciate that because I just really don't. It's a little tiny car. It's a little Hyundai Accent. And it was kind of, I've always lived super far out of town. So it was one of those, get a car that gets good gas mileage, but it's horrible up here. So I'm hoping maybe not this next coming year, but maybe the next year I can get a new to me vehicle. Justin, just really with the squeaky. Let me show you what he's got. His Thanksgiving turkey. Let's show him. And I have my crazy leggings on, you guys. Okay, so the Yoper Gardener, she's another stop. Settle down, crazy. Settle down. He is super riled up because Bobby's here, and I may have to put him in the other room. My goodness. Let's see. She said the Yoper Gardener. She's a new YouTuber that is also a veteran. So let's see. She had asked. She said we'd be here whenever we upload the next video, however long that takes. Be safe. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Her question is, what helps you keep making content when all you want to do is get the work done and be warm / have fun / rest, etc.? I'm trying to keep this up constantly, but life outside this exists, and I must participate as much as I don't want to. Ha. That's actually a real thing. I've taken, I'd say the last... Really? The last 2 days off of filming or anything like that. We do have to take a break every now and then, but I look at YouTube as my job, and so if I don't go to work, I don't get paid, and if I'm doing any kind of work, we're really motivated right now by the weather, so getting insulation in the shipping container and just settle down, buddy, in the shipping container and getting that stuff done then gets us into a warmer space. So I think it would be a little bit harder. Wow, it would be a little bit harder. Enough. Settle down. It's not WrestleMania time, crazies. It'd be a little bit harder if we had this nice, big, super warm, cozy house that was fully finished and comfortable and all those things to go out into the snow and do some work because we got the toy. Because I really am a fair weather farmer. I'm not kidding when I say that. I don't like going out in the cold. I love the beauty of the snow and all of that kind of stuff, but it's cold and I get super cold. So, I think the biggest suggestion that I had, if I was going to do YouTube, that I needed to treat it like a job. 9 to 5 minimum. Film something. Anytime you're doing anything, film it. And constantly educate and try to do better and get better footage and film better and edit better and all of those things. So, I actually really enjoy the editing. I do all the editing and some of the filming. If I need a break from whatever I'm doing, I'll grab the camera and go get B-roll footage and stuff like that. And you know, you guys want to see Kim more, so you know I film whenever I'm filming her and that kind of stuff. But in general, it's really just saying this is my job. My job is to do YouTube, and I really enjoy it. So if you don't enjoy it, it's going to come through on your videos and it's going to come through in your editing. Because I spend a lot of time. After the day is done, so after we've finished a full work day, then Kim starts dinner and takes care of those things, and I start editing. And I probably spend about 3 or 4 hours editing in the evening. Sometimes I'm going until 11 o'clock. It just depends upon how much footage we've gotten. There's times we've had 5 hours worth of footage, which means you have to watch that footage, go through it, pick out what you want, and edit it. So it really can take 6 to 7 hours to edit a video. So if you're doing dailies, that makes that really hard. So actually, Justin's freaking out. The cat jumped down here by me. These dogs are so jealous. So you just have to say, I love this. I love doing this. What's my purpose? My purpose from the very beginning was to inspire people who don't know how to do things. You don't even have to be a woman. But if you don't know how to do things, to get out there and just try something. Us veterans with PTSD. Hey, you two. He's fine. He's fine. We're just introducing him to the pack. It's fine. Settle down. Good boy. Good boy. It's really hard doing this by yourself. It's not as much fun. So you definitely have to say, how can I do this? How can I make it fun? Am I enjoying myself? If I'm not enjoying myself, I better get right-minded, because if I'm not right-minded, it's going to come through and it's going to show. Woo! Bobby will win, you guys. He's being nice to you. So that's pretty much all I can say. Get around some other YouTubers, make some friends in the YouTubing community, and you know, get your neighbors involved, get your friends involved. I have a really amazing church family that likes to come out and help and that kind of stuff. So that makes a difference, you know. But I recruited Kim and Kira to come out here and hang out with me, so I'm not by myself, and I'm not doing the projects by myself. But while they've been gone, Carrie's come and helped me with a couple of things. And, you know, we moved the rabbits into the barn the other day. Was it yesterday? Might have been yesterday, might have been the day before. So we moved them into there, and she helped me with that. And so, you know, it's just, it is hard, but look at it as your job. Enjoy it, because if you don't enjoy it, it's going to show. But that's pretty much what we try to do here. So, Colleen, Heather, you're awesome. Thank you. Hopefully you make it into town to Mallory Paint Store in Ponderay soon. Marty and Julie and kids were there today. Ambition Strikes was there yesterday. My husband Virgil can help you with any questions you have about building besides paint, since he was a general contractor for many years. That's really sweet. I really appreciate that. And so we are going to stop in there and say hello to him. We just haven't had a chance. But we're going to, and I appreciate that offer for help, because, you know, I always have questions. Let's see. Allison, don't stress. Merry Christmas and do what you want to do. You're amazing. You shouldn't feel guilty about taking a much needed break once in a while. Thank you. I appreciate that. It has been nice. I laid around and watched Christmas movies all day yesterday because it was super cold, and we just cuddled and snugged and tried to introduce Bobby to the pack here. As you can see, Justin is very prey oriented and just wants to be all up in it. But Bobby's a big boy, and he actually weighs more than Justin, I feel like. When he was laying on top of me last night, I feel like he weighs more than the dog. And so we just hung out, and it was really nice. I am chomping at the bit to get out there and start getting some insulation done, and, you know, so that we can get some moving forward with some more warmth, because it's pretty freaking cold and I don't like it. 50 Shades of Green said, have you thought about making a temporary covered tunnel and walkway between the shipping container and RV once you turn it around so that you can heat them both with the wood stove? Simon. Hi, Simon. That is exactly what we're doing. We're putting the sliding glass door in. I was working on the frame of that the other day. Justin, do you need to go into the other room? Settle down, bud. No, I know. There's a cat behind me. I'm sure he could rip my head off and it would be terrible. It'd be terrible. So, but that is exactly what we're doing. Once we get the sliding glass door in, then we will be creating that little tunnel and heating it. That was the whole purpose of turning the RV around, and, you know, being able to use that wood stove, having that extra large wood stove there, because that's for 2,000 square feet, and it's going to be heating less than 1,000. So it should be able to pipe over here really well. I'm actually thinking that Kira's going to continue to use a little buddy heater in her room. It keeps it really hot in there, actually. And because it's 100 square feet, and these are, I don't know how much they're for, but it keeps this RV warm, and this RV is 7 by 29. So it's quite a bit bigger than hers. Let's see. So, but yes, that's exactly what we're doing. Kim said, hi, Heather. Ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. I'm alone today, too. Chose to be content to give love to those who need it. That's exactly. I called my son, and we chit-chatted and we talked, and, you know, I just told him, I said, I don't really want to drive in my little car. I mean, that's going to be a problem until my big Ford, the steering column broke in it, And I have to get that fixed because I could go anywhere if my truck was working. Because it's a big F-350 and big hunking tires on it, and can do anything because he's a beast. So Kim, I appreciate you messages. So okay, her question today: how are you planning on getting heat from the red trailer to the RV trailer? And that is what I just talked about, punching that door through and then creating that tunnel so that the air can just vent over here. Let's see. She loves how the neighbors come together and help you guys out. That's Idaho. I'm actually from Texas, and Texas is that same mentality of help each other out. I think Idaho has it's cold and people die in the cold, so they definitely prep you for winter. And that's a real thing, and everybody helps each other out. That's why I like this state. So that's why I wanted to move. When I decided to move to sell my farm in Washington and leave there, I didn't want to go back to Texas because of the heat. I just can't do the heat anymore. And I just loved Idaho. So I absolutely love my friends and neighbors and family, and they're just amazing. She said, one more question. What are the top 3 things you want to get done next? Much love, Kimmy G. The insulation in the shipping container treehouse, that's what I'm going to be focusing on here in a bit. And so the insulation, the finishing up the doors, and then we are going to jump back to Kira's cabin and get her loft up in there, get that all tightened up, the rest of her drywall in, and start getting her organized. Because right now a lot of her stuff is in the shipping container. Well, I don't want to be shifting her stuff back and forth in order to get some work done in the shipping container. So those are our next 3. So what I'm doing as far as insulation, this will be a little sneak thing. If you guys watch this, then you know what I'm doing with insulation. So I bought some of the 1-inch pink styrofoam insulation, the 4x8 sheets, and I'm going to create that envelope to keep the heat from getting to the metal, so that we won't get the condensation. So basically I'm just putting that up on the walls and the ceiling, and it'll be taped and all of that stuff. And then we'll be building the frame on the inside of that. So that will be a solid layer, except for a door or a window. And then we'll get that all taped, and then we'll start building the frame, and then we'll put in more insulation, and then we'll put the plastic barrier. So that should definitely keep the pipes insulated, all of that insulated for water and all of that, and keep the walls from sweating. So I purchased all of that pink insulation from Styrofoam Insulation, and we got it up here before this big storm happened. So I'm going to start attaching that to the walls of the shipping container on the inside. Jackie, Kira's grandma, Merry Christmas to you. And I did take a break. It was great. Let's see. Diana Berg, would you update your About page? I'm fairly new to your vlog and had a tough time figuring out the relationship of the 3 of you. Will you each have your own place on the property eventually? And then she recommended 2 other vlogs. So yes, I will go in there. As soon as I can get into the library, I'll update that, because that is a question that gets asked a lot. And I think we actually answer that question on every single one of the Q&As. So I need to definitely update that, so that helps people out, because that can be very, very confusing. So thank you, Diana, so much for your question. Kim and I have been best friends since we were 19. We were in the military together. That's where we met. My biological sister has passed away, and Kim has just become my honorary sister, and same for me to her. It's the military definitely brings people together, and you create some of those bonds that just last forever, and Kim is one of them for me. so my mother's passed away, my husband's passed away, and my sister's passed away. So I create my family. You know, other than my son, he's obviously genetically related to me. I guess not obviously, but my immediate family has passed away. So, you know, Kira has become is my niece. In my opinion, she is just my niece. I do explain it more to you guys than I do anybody else, but you know, it's because you asked. So Kira is also the daughter of a couple of military friends that Kim and I were also stationed with in the military, and when we were in the Army, and she is autistic. Justin, hold on, guys. There was an avalanche. Are you okay? The dog started wrestling. Let me get you set back up. Okay. Sorry, dog started wrestling and knocked everything over. I gave them a major tongue lashing, and hopefully they'll listen. So Kira is the niece of, the daughter of two other military friends that I have, and I actually dated her uncle for about 5 years, and Kira and I just got along really well. We work well together. I have the patience that she needs around her, and I speak Kiranese really, really well, which just means that I know what she's wanting and what she's talking about. So we just have a lot of fun together. We enjoy being around each other, and she does really well when she's here. So that's where she's actually going to be looking at getting a job off the farm, and she's kind of panicking about it, but we're looking into some different programs that are here and that can help her out, and I think it would be really good for her to do that. So, but she won't, she'll still be here, and then she'll still be doing there, so doing those two things. But I lost my question. And then, like I said, Kim and I are just best friends, have been. Let's see, I'm 49 and a half. And I was 19 when I met her. So, and she's a year younger than me. So, you know, pretty much we've been friends as long as we've been alive. Longer than we were not friends, I guess, is how you put that. So, but I will update that about page, because it is a question that comes up a lot. So thanks, Diana. Kim, not Kimmy, but Kim G said, one more question. Has Kim picked out a name for her channel yet? No. There's so many that are good, and she's trying. So it's really hard. It's hard to pick out a name. Mine was pretty simple because I had called my other farm Because We Can Farms. So that worked out really well, but it's hard to pick a name, and it's hard to pick a name and then not change it later, because that does confuse people. So Sherry said, let's see, she asked if my daughter-in-law speaks Navajo. Yes, she does. No, I do not. And yeah, she's just talking about her thing that she did. So thanks, Sherry. Yeah, those grandbabies are so precious, and I'm a lucky grandma. Marcia Smith, will there be a breezeway from the shipping container to the camper, like a hallway? Yes, there will. Yeah, already addressed that, so I'm just going to start skipping those questions that people have asked. Linda said, are you keeping an eye out for frostbite on all the birds? Yes. So every time that I feed them, every day whenever I go out and feed them, I check them all. But these birds are cold weather birds, and they're from this area. So the older flock that we got, they were free ranged and just fine. And as long as they can get out of the wind, they do well. And actually most of the birds go up into the barn at night with the goats, and or underneath the RV. So yeah, they're all doing great. But I have seen the frozen combs and stuff, and that's not good if it happens, but that's why I purchased the Wyandottes, which are the white chickens, and because they're a cold hardy breed. Diana said, I really enjoy watching your videos. Thank you so much. I enjoy making them, and I love the fact that all of you guys, like, it really does help. I've actually felt really guilty about not having a video out Monday and Tuesday morning at 7. I wake up at 7 and I'm like, oh, I have no video. So I probably feel the same way you guys feel. Because I love you guys. I love hearing from you guys. It really, really inspires me to go out and do when I don't want to. So that's really awesome. And I really appreciate you guys so much for that. Mary's homestead and said, instead of goose skates, how about chicken socks with feet warmers? Also used for the goose and turkeys. That's hysterical. They would probably kill me. Katie did. You had done a video unboxing a windmill thingy and solar panels. I couldn't find the follow-up to you putting those to use. Did you, or have you put those to use? Enjoy your Christmas with your family. No, we have not. So we did the unboxing, and then I just had a mental, like, I can't put this thing up. I don't know how. So I'm not an electrician, and it stresses me out a whole lot. And we had, Kim broke her rib. So it was right after we did that video is when Kim broke her rib. And so she was having a super hard time moving around. Kira had left, and it was just one thing after another of, trying to get those put up. So we did get the posts in the ground to get the solar panels put up, and I have some other solar panels that I want to hook up to that, but I have to get a shed or something over there for the solar panel system to be in. So, once you pull your electricity and it comes into your battery bank, and then you have to have your inverters and all of that kind of stuff. So we were really, really, really hoping to have that up before this winter, because the wind turbine would make it to where we would hardly have to run the generator at all, which would have been really nice. But I don't have those skills. And so what we're going to be doing with that, instead of having a pity party, is in the spring, that'll be one of our main focuses, because we want to get off of the dependency of having to purchase gas to run the generator. So I don't mind doing it every now and then, but we definitely are wasting money there, and it's not money that we have to waste. So want to get that system set up early, spring, early summer, getting those all up and going, and then getting a small little shed, and that will be a permanent building. It will not be something that's going to be moved again. So it's not something that I just want to throw up there and it can be changed later. It is a permanent building. So we're going to have to figure out exactly where that's going to be, and how that's going to look, and all of those things. So that may take a little bit of a minute, but I kind of know where I want all that stuff, but it's just got to all be there before we actually get the that all hooked up and that system set up. And hopefully I haven't ruined my batteries by having them in the cold. Sandy says, show us Kira's pad. We will be doing that when we get back to working on that again. I let her have her private space, and I try not to go in there unless we're actually working in there. So Joyce said, Merry Christmas to you all. Merry Christmas. We appreciate it. Mary said, what breed are the white chickens with black feathers? They are so pretty. Those are Wyandottes, and they are a meat egg layer breed. So they're dual purpose, and so they're not like the super skinny egg layer chickens. And that's what I love about them. They're basically, if you need to have chicken dinner, you go out and get a chicken, and you take care of it that way, and then you have your chicken dinner. I love beautiful animals. That's my thing. And so they were super pretty and very eye-catching to me. So yeah, They're a calm breed. They're a social breed. They like being around people. I did not get to spend as much time with these guys as babies as normally I have with chickens that I've raised. Normally they're very, very friendly. These guys aren't too bad, but they're also not super friendly. But I'm excited to see them hatch out eggs. Mary's Homestead said, do you have a spring season in March warm up, new life flowers and stuff? It's actually not in March. When I bought this property in April, there was still snow on the ground. Last year. So March, April, May time frame. People say spring here is more June, late May, June. But we'll still be out in it because there'll be a lot less snow than there is now. Are yours and Kimmy's shoulder doing any better? Kind of. Kind of. Yeah, that's it definitely the rest is helping. We're going into not so much physical labor in some of the things that we're going to be doing, so that should help. But yeah, they're both, I would say, basically the same. Ron A. Husky asked, will it be sunny and 65 there Christmas Day? No, it was really, really cold. That's funny. Take the day off, stay warm. Wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you, Ron. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas and had that beautiful 65-degree weather. Mary asked from Mary's Homestead, on the baby quail shorts, what are the color objects in the bowl? Those were marbles, and it keeps them from drowning. So quail will sit on top of those and drink and sit. But if you give them just a bowl, they'll get in there and drown. And that happened, and it was terrible. How's Bob the cat? He's doing great. He actually is up on the bed now, taking a nap. He's a good kitty. He's done really well with hanging out here with us, and the dogs are getting used to him, so that's really good. But I think he's lonely over there in Kira's space all the time. So those were the questions that were on the community page. So basically, I'll ask the question. I'm kind of thinking that we might end up doing our Q&A on Friday nights. Let me know if you guys are okay with that instead of on Saturday, because then we can but we have to be a week behind. So like this one could go out on Friday night, who knows if it does or not, and then the next one would be like a week behind. That way we get a little bit more of a break, on maybe like a 2-day break of having to run into town, because what we do is we film that in the morning, Saturday morning. We run into town. We run into town, or I edit it, and then we run into town and we upload it. And with the weather and stuff, if we could be a week ahead, maybe that's what we'll do. I don't know. But let me know what you think. If you'd rather have a Friday evening video instead of a Friday morning video. Dun, dun, dun. I can't think of any other questions. This is the hard part about the questions underneath videos, is I have to actually go to the video and look them up and see. So I see Kira has the same doorstep as me, a pallet. Yeah, we definitely need to do stairs. Haven't gotten to the we got like 2 feet of snow, and of course everything's under snow again, so we're gonna probably have to use the flamethrower on the propane tank and try to thaw some things out so that we can build the deck in the back of the treehouse section. A couple of people have mentioned that Kira doesn't know how to start a fire right, because she's not doing it from scratch. She actually does. We don't have time for that. It's cold. We've got a lot of work to do. We have a certain amount of time to do it in. And so I just told her, use the flamethrower. And we all know how to start fires. We just choose to not do it that way. Our priority is not getting tiny pieces of stuff and starting them and blowing on them and starting this fire. That's not what our video is about. Our video is about building and enduring in this environment. And if it offends you that we start our fire with a flamethrower, then maybe this isn't a channel that you want to watch. Because we're just trying to get the job done, and that is the quickest way to get this wet wood that she is trying to start, or just getting the fire going so that we can get onto the project that we're trying to do, but also have a little bit of warmth near that environment. So you know, I think it's mildly rude to put that in every one of the videos, because Kira's autistic and she would spend all day there. Thankfully she doesn't read the comments. All day there trying to start that fire, and she's doing a great job. Let's see. I know a lot of people were really worried about me being up here by myself in the cold, and I do have a system of people that can come up and get me on the drop of a hat. Carrie has mentioned she's just 10 minutes down the road, and she has popped over here on multiple occasions to help me get some stuff done or run into town or do any of those things. Sorry, I'm looking down. I'm trying to get to my videos. I went to my studio instead of my channel. And you know, so I definitely have enough heat, I have enough gas, and I have people in line, and I also have my car down. So if I need, with a full tank of gas, so if I absolutely needed to, I can walk the dogs down, get in the car, you know, take the cat, whatever. He's got a little crate, and now we have a sled. So I chose not to go because the animals are here, and I don't want to leave a lot during the day because the animals are here. And the other day I did have to go out and remove snow off of the roof probably 4 times, so that the barn roof didn't cave in on the goats. So that's a real thing. And then water, you know, their waters keep freezing, so I have to take fresh water out there so that they have water to drink. So to me, it's just really not an option, because I've chose to have animals on the property to leave. There has to be somebody here. And you know, luckily enough, I was here, and when my neighbor's dog went missing, I was able to go out and hike around and try to find him for her. I didn't find him, but they did find him. So if you guys were wondering, that he was found alive, and that's amazing. So I just, you know, this is the choice that I made, to live here and to be up here. And yes, it's cold, but we have the generator that can run the RV heater, and we have like 3 of these little buddies that can run, you know, as long as we have the propane tanks to hook up to them. So and then I can get into town and get those filled up if I need to. So let's see. A lot of people are giving me suggestions about the battery box, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, it froze to the bottom, and that battery bank probably weighs, let's see, there are, what are there, 8 batteries in there, and each one of those batteries weigh about 90 pounds. So, and then the thing of the box. So we're looking at about 800 pounds. And if it's frozen to the ground, I'm not going to hurt myself. I'm just, it's just going to stay there. There's nothing I can do about it. So, there's all kinds of things that I could have done about it, and I didn't do, and I should have moved it when Scott was here, and we could have gotten it moved, or we have to pull each one of those batteries out by itself. Right now we have it covered, and it is getting heat from the generator when the generator's running. So, I mean, we're just going to see what has happened to the batteries. They were old used batteries when I got them, and, you know, who knows? They're probably already ruined, and I'm probably going to have to replace them, and it just is what it is. That is the, you know, if you have all your ducks in the row, and what would I do different, infrastructure, all of that kind of stuff, I would definitely have focused more on getting a shut up for the solar system stuff and getting that insulated and that kind of stuff, so that I could have had those things in there and then it wouldn't have been a problem. But it's, you know, lesson learned. I did get a really good deal on those batteries. It is wasted money, which I don't like, but it kind of is what it is. Let's see. People talking about their Christmases and all that kind of stuff. Hi, Bradley. Bradley says hi to us every morning, and we just love it. Let's see. Tarp under that. That would have been a good idea. Didn't do it. Can't get the tarp under there now. Chloe does love the snow. Corgis love the snow. Justin, Chloe actually has a double coat. She's a show dog, so she has this beautiful thick double coat. Justin does not have that. He gets really, really cold. She doesn't get as cold, so she loves me. She would just go out there and lay down and stay out there the whole time. I did not think My Little Dirt Ranch mentioned the generator being too close to the plastic containers and melting it. That's actually something that I did not. I'm going to have to research the contaminating the water thing, because I never heard that before. But I'll do some research on that today. But melting that plastic would have been bad. So yeah, where I mean, I'm sure it still could have done it. There have been a lot of heat coming off of that, but I had it to where the exhaust was going past the plastic container. You need the adapter that goes, Poor Man's Homestead said you need the adapter that goes from an RV plug into a house plug. They're about $50. I do have one of those. But the problem is it's too much draw for to run the heater, and the whole purpose that we're running that generator is for the heater and to charge the batteries on the RV. But you have to have the bigger amp plug for running the generator. Sherry, I am super glad we got the RV moved over too. Now if we can just get it connected and start using wood heat, that would be amazing. A couple more people talked about the amp cord. I appreciate that. You need Timothy Tate said you need a 2-wheel dolly to move things around. We have one. It's got a flat tire. We actually have two. We have a couple dollies. It's the ground here is so uneven. It's really hard to get things moved around. We've worked on the dollies. We got to figure it out. I need to get a tractor. In some of the older videos, you'll see a skid loader up here. And that's my son's. And so I was able to use that whenever he wasn't using it. But his business has taken off. He does landscaping, and his business has really taken off. And so it's not up here very often. So I definitely need to get something of my own up here, because that way we can stop physically hurting ourselves trying to pull all this stuff physically. We could just use the machine to do it. So the rubber bowls for freezing temps, I need to pick those up. I'm going to do that actually today when I go into town. Venting the exhaust on the generator. Robert Bates, lift the front edge of the battery box and set it on some of your planks. It should slide easier. That'd be great if it wasn't super freaking heavy. We can't lift it. My Farm, happy holidays. From today, you have a new subscriber, Adrian. Hey, welcome. We're so glad that you're here. I hope you enjoy the family. We like to have a lot of fun, I'd have to say. Sue Smith wishes she could help us out. On another channel, they said the solar batteries can't freeze. No, they can't, and that's probably a problem. And I think I talked about it in the video that I've probably already ruined them, and that's what I meant by that. Last year, when I had what I called the redneck cabin around the RV, it stayed warm enough, didn't freeze under there. I had the 200-gallon tank, and I would just pipe water back and forth, and I was able to run water all winter long in the RV. Right now, we've winterized the RV, so we're not running any water in the RV at all. So that is a definitely something that could have happened. And I don't have, unless I'm running the generator, I don't have a way to heat things as far as having an area that's heated for those to be in. Need a raw cooling system. Yep, sure do. Insulating the heater box. Yeah, that's Robert Peterson. Yeah, that's actually what I'm talking about building the shed for the battery system and all of that. It'll be over by the okay, so from what I understand, you don't want your batteries too far from your solar panels because you lose a lot of that energy going in to charge those batteries. Now you can go from batteries to where you're actually going to use it can be a distance, and that's fine. It's just from the solar panels to the actual battery setup. So we're going to be putting a shed over there that's insulated and all of those things, and we could possibly run one of those little tiny heaters or something that doesn't take a huge amount of power to run, so that we can keep that area heated. But it will also have really, really good insulation, and that way the battery system can sit there and it can not freeze or anything like that. So eventually they probably won't be in the box at all. They might. I mean, I might insulate on the outside of that and add a second box, and then it can vent out of the building that we build for it, the shed that we build for it, and that kind of thing. Let's see, you said a holding tank heater with a thermostat control for an RV holding tank heater. So I'll have to look into those, because that would be really cool if that's something that doesn't take a lot of power. The light bulb, 75 or 100 watt light bulb, and leave it on, would heat it. So again, we'll look into those. We'll just look into what we can do that uses the least amount of electricity, because the winter time is when you don't have a lot of electricity. So, and then, you know, once we upgrade to a newer battery system, like Martin Johnson Off Grid, like they have, I don't think his building's not insulated, and it's fine. So I think those batteries do better in the cold than these older batteries. Derwin, Merry Christmas to you. I hope you guys had a wonderful day with your family. Country Living Catherine asked if we had any rubber hose clamps. I don't know what you're talking about. But we don't use a lot of the hoses in the wintertime. I actually cut one, made it shorter, and I only use it to fill up buckets out of the big tank to go give water, and then fill up my water jugs for myself here. Amirda Perez had a great idea. If the water freezes, use a large metal water container up on cinder blocks, fill with snow, light a fire under it, and you'll have water mixed with snow for the animals. That's a great idea for an emergency. Dual fuel generator. Have you tried to run on propane? I have. I like the idea that burns much cleaner. And we're probably going to go ahead and go to that here in a bit. I do have a larger propane canister that we can get out there and use and run it off of that. Propane is basically costs the same as gas now, so the fact that it runs cleaner is really cool. So that would be definitely something to do. I love all of your Merry Christmas. Robert Bates asked about my big Ford. No, it's not running. It's running. It's just the steering column has to be changed out in it. Then I could get anywhere that I wanted to go. So I think I answered most of the questions, and I appreciate you guys so much. We did get a bunch of your gifts and cards for Christmas, and that was so wonderful. I'm waiting on the girls to get back, and then we'll do unboxing probably. I think we're probably going to continue doing it just at the end of each one of the videos. That'll get us through those, and that'll be a lot of fun. So it's not just this whole video of us opening gifts. I kind of like how that's flowing in the end of the videos, so that those of you that want to watch can, and those that you don't want to watch can just flip them off. But we appreciate all of the things that you guys have sent, and the love that you've sent, and the suggestions. I do look at all of the answers and the comments and that kind of stuff, and I do look into those things. So I'm really, really excited about having more time for research now. Well, once we get this heated in here with the wood, to be able to slow down and research things a little bit more. It makes it a little bit harder for daily content because you don't have that time to just take the week and learn how to do something and then video doing it and then having this perfect little video at the end. It's like a daily thing, and who wants to watch me study? Nobody wants to watch that. But it's going to be nice to have a little bit slower days. The goal for this winter is to finish out the shipping container, so that we have a super comfortable place to be in while we finish building. There will be multiple houses. I know somebody asked that, and there will be different places for us all to live. My main house is, my main space is going to be the shipping container. Once we finish building this and we get the barn and garage built, then we're looking at building an A-frame for Kim. If she gets married and moves off and does her own thing or whatever, then I can Airbnb it or something like that. So that's kind of the thought process on that one. And then Kira is going to do a tiny house. So we're going to extend her area. Maybe not right there. She's talking about another spot, maybe on the other side of the garden, to have her own little tiny house built. And then eventually I will be having a bigger house built here, and this will be a guest space / canning kitchen to process foods and that kind of thing in. So that's the plan with that. Right now we're just trying to do what we can do. Sorry about the puppy. He has found the toy again. Justin, you want to come up here? Come up here. Come sit with Mama. Good boy. So that's basically what we're doing for us for now. That's the plan. I am actually thinking for my bigger house of purchasing that kit from the house plans that I had shown in a really earlier video from Kodiak Frames. It's a metal framed building. And having that and putting it together, and then that would make a much simpler build. You just get a team and you put those together. They're bolt together type buildings, steel buildings. And then, hey, settle down there, crazy. You're so reactive. You're so crazy. And then being able to just finish that out, because this is a very physical job. It takes a lot of strength to do this kind of life. So, all right. My goodness, he's so reactive. Hi, Chloe. All right, I guess the dogs are going to take us out on this video. Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful holidays and a very safe new year. And we'll see you, hopefully. The videos will start going out here soon, or they already have. I don't know when this is going to go out. It's probably going to go out on Saturday. And he's not a helper. It's hard filming with dogs, huh, Chloe? I know. You're such a good girl. Bye, everybody.